free market price of gold, if from what other people have said, if it kept pace with inflation, would be $2,500 an ounce right now. And it's only $1,500 an ounce and change. Now, that seems like a lot compared to years ago, what it's done, but that's an example of what the price suppression scheme has done. I mean, all the gold cartel can do now, because they don't have the gold that people think they have, is manage a retreat, keep excitement to a minimum, try to keep gold out of the headlines as a barometer of bad tidings for the financial world. But this gold cartel's been losing, they're going to lose, they're in deep trouble. There's no telling what silver can do on the upside. The public is just waking up in the United States to gold and silver. The ownership of each is tiny. It's a very exciting time to be involved in precious metals, and also for GATA. Well, it's interesting. Well, as far as gold and silver being actually money these days, you know, in Utah they've already passed something to have gold as money, and I can't get into too many details, but my friend Hugo Salinas Price, an esteemed man from Mexico, one of the richest men in Mexico, and a longtime GATA supporter and speaker at Gold Rush 21, and will be speaking at our conference in August in London, has been trying to make silver as currency in Mexico. And he's had a tough time because of the establishment, but I got some information from him just this past week in which he's very excited about the possibility. So I'll leave it at that, but it just may happen sooner than people think. Well, no, I get a kick out of this. All of a sudden, people are surprised by the inflationary numbers coming out. They're talking about inflation and about the printing of money. Well, I mean, the people like James Turk and the GATA came, for crying out loud. It's been so obvious. We've been saying this, what was coming for the last year or two. I mean, and now all of a sudden, people are like surprised, like it came out of nowhere. I don't think anything's been more obvious of all time. The United States is broke, in particular. We're doing nothing about our fiscal deficit problems. A lot of talk, no action. Americans are living way beyond their means, unfortunately, because of what has been created. No one wants to deal with what's really going on. I mean, the Fed's keeping interest rates at artificially low prices. I mean, talk about manipulation. Zero interest rates, and our Treasury rates kept, like the 10-year note, are 3.5% or less, and it just, you know, they're pumping the money out, and markets aren't allowed to act naturally. So you're going to see this reflected in money going into goods, and especially gold and silver, to protect against a potentially crashing dollar and very inflationary environment. Well, in terms of what people should, it depends. Everybody's different, you know, what they should hold in gold and silver. I'm prejudiced because most of my money is in gold, silver, and the shares. So the gold and silver shares. So it's hard for me to advise other people. I would say that if they're looking to protect what they have in the years to come, and if they're looking to make a good deal of money in the years ahead, that they should look very seriously at putting what they can in again, gold, silver, and the shares. Well, in terms of timing, when to get into gold, silver, and shares, it's difficult. And you're right. There's been these big moves, and it's just a question of, I suppose, if people are looking at timing, then get in some now and hope you're wrong or early, and wait for a big dip to add to the position, because they have moved quite a bit. And if you're wrong, I mean, or you're right, and the market keeps going, then you've got some money in the game. I'll say this: when it comes to the gold and silver shares, and we don't have to really get into why so much, are so undervalued compared to gold and silver. I've never seen such a dichotomy in all my life. And I think that this is a time for people to be, you know, buying gold and silver shares. And boy, if you got any dips, just load the boat, because they are going to explode in the years to come as the public starts to go into gold and silver. People are going to realize how undervalued many of the good firms are, and it's going to be spectacular. It's going to rival the internet craze easily.